Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Karen G. Adams, the founder of Financial Management 101. Great to have you here. So if you've been following the last few videos, there's a bit of a series that I've created, which is helping small business owners, tradies and franchisees, get more information about how they can manage their money and stop this cash flow crisis and understanding how to manage their business better. In this episode, I want to talk about burnout, which is very serious, and I have been there myself a few years ago. It's not pretty and it's quite chaotic when it happens. So, if we're working hard, the only thing we need to be successful is what we think is to work harder and faster. And most small business owners think that that's the way it is to become a millionaire, but that's not actually the case. You think you need to show up early, stay late, grind through the weekends, answer client calls at all hours, and keep the business running even when you're running on empty yourself. But here's the actual truth that most people won't say out loud. Hard work alone isn't enough. In fact, relying only on a strong work ethic without some smart systems, some boundaries, or support is the quickest way to burn out. So when you burn out, your business suffers and your health takes a major hit. And the dream that you've started chasing starts to feel like it's a real full-time trap, and it becomes very overwhelming. So this episode is for anyone who works really hard as a tradie, a sole trader, franchisee, or small business owner who's asking, I'm doing everything. Why am I still so exhausted, stressed, and broke? Well, let's talk about why hustle culture is failing you and what you can do instead to level up your business without running yourself into the ground. So what are the signs first on burnout? The warning signs, so let's start with a little self-check, okay? And if you tick, say, 2 or more of these boxes, burnout is either already happening or it's not far off. So you wake up dreading another work day. You're constantly overwhelmed and behind. You're actually a bit snappy to staff and you just feel really overworked and grumpy. You're earning money, but it feels like it's never enough. You're getting snappy not only with your employees, but with your partner, your kids, and you're starting to have some of those health warning or health issues within your body, which is headaches, you're not sleeping, and you're exhausted. And possibly you're starting to fantasize about quitting or getting a normal job or working for somebody and ditching this whole working for yourself business. If any of those resonates with you, this is your body and your mind and your bank account waving a really big red flag to you saying, enough, we're heading to burnout or we're in burnout. So the problem with a hustle culture, as I like to call it, is somewhere along the way, you got sold a lie. And if you got told work hard enough, everything will work out, well, that's not exactly right. And here's the evidence that doesn't take this into account. Poor pricing, no cash flow plan, lots of tax stress, overdue and unpaid invoices, zero systems in place, no boundaries with clients, mental and physical fatigue. So working longer hours without addressing these major problems leads to one thing, resentment and ultimate burnout. Because when you're stuck in the cycle of what I call the feast and famine, you're chasing money and you're reacting to the chaos, it doesn't matter how committed you are, your business starts to feel like a prison instead of the freedom that you dreamed of and why you were building a business. So why good work ethic isn't enough anymore? And don't get me wrong, your work ethic is still your superpower, but in today's small business world, it's not enough by itself. You do need smart systems, a clear plan. You need mindset support, time to rest and reset, clarity over your numbers, and a game plan for growth. Hard work without structure is like running a job site with no tools, no blueprint, and no team. You might get something done, but it's all chaos, and then you'll be wrecked in the process. So the reality of being the boss is you didn't start your business to be stressed all the time. You started for some freedom, flexibility. We all did. And to create something of your own and to make a good income, most importantly, doing what you love to do. But sometimes along the way, the business started running you. You're the operator, the bookkeeper, the administration person, the marketer, the debt collector, the payroll officer, the compliance, the complaint handler, and you're trying to be a good partner, parent, friend on top of all that. No wonder you're bloody fried. So if you've ever said there's got to be a better way, you're right, there is. And here's how you can level up instead of burning out. Burnout happens when the pressure is constant, but the systems are really weak. So let's flip the script. Here are 6 key shifts you can make to stop the burnout spiraling even further and finally feel like the CEO of your business again. Firstly, put yourself on the payroll. Start paying yourself a consistent wage, weekly or fortnightly. So here's the big one. If you're still not paying yourself when you think there's not enough money left over or you don't think you can pull the cash out, you're never going to feel in control. You've got to start paying yourself a consistent wage, whether it's weekly, fortnightly, and you start to build in your pricing. Even if it's small, begin with the habit of charging an extra amount for your own wage, and everything will change when you start to put that habit in place. Second thing is you've got to build a business that pays you back. So you keep pouring into your business and it doesn't pour back into you. This means that you're probably not charging properly. You're just guessing and you're not putting the right pricing in place. You're not creating boundaries around your time. And you're possibly not saying no to jobs that don't work with your own ethics, don't pay enough, but you're just doing it because you think you need the cash. And you're probably not building in some breaks or even short ones to help you recharge, right? So rest is productive. And if you've allowed yourself to take a day off without feeling guilty, good for you. You need to do it because your business needs you to be in the optimal shape and health. And if you keep going and going, you will have absolute burnout and there'll be no one there to pick up the pieces for you. And then your business income will start to slow down. I want you to ditch the money stress if you can with a proper cash flow plan. What do I mean? Well, most tradies and franchisees and small business owners aren't short on income, they're just short on structure. So this is why a money system can change your life. Inside a program that I've created, The Edge, we teach you how to set up 5 simple buckets: income, expenses, an owner's pay account, tax, and a profit account. And these 5 simple ones means that every time an invoice or money gets paid, you're putting them into the buckets and you're starting to have a system in place for the way you manage your cash flow. So this stops the where did the money go panic, and it gives you the breathing room often during those quiet periods or times when you just need a break. You need to next automate the admin. So if quoting, invoicing, chasing payments takes up your evenings or weekends and you're burning time and you're never getting that back, then use some software like Xero, Mob, or QuickBooks, or whatever the program is that you have or want to investigate into to automate as much of the admin as you can. And again, if that's far too much again, then outsource it. Look at a bookkeeper, get an accountant who does the bookkeeping. Find a VA to help you. There are so many options out there to help you automate the admin so you don't have to do that and you do what you're good at in your business. You didn't become a small business owner to become a full-time administrator, okay? So you need to learn to outsource and it doesn't have to cost a bomb to do that. One of the big things you need to do is protect your mental health, like protecting your tools. You wouldn't leave them out in the rain to get all rusty so that you can't use them. Well, that's what your mental health is. Looking after yourself is very important. Your mindset is everything. When you're constantly overwhelmed, you start making decisions from a place of fear and fatigue and possibly making the wrong decisions. And that's when the undercharging happens. This is when you say yes to jobs you shouldn't take, and that's when you give up and go back to the tools full time because it's just easier, you feel. Your brain is your best business asset, so you need to now look after it. Take breaks, talk to someone, do something that you enjoy instead of just working. Get the support, not just financial, but get the emotional support. Which leads me on to getting support. Stop doing it all alone. This is the one thing that makes all the difference. Most small business owners feel so isolated at times. They feel like there's no one sees the pressure that you're under or no one can see or help you. But everyone thinks that from the outside, you're doing a great job because you're the boss, you have your own business. But the truth is, the pressure is really real. You don't have to carry it all on your own. That's exactly why I created The Edge, to give you the tools, support, and a solid plan to put those things in place to make working your business more fun and enjoyable. So if you need more support and help, the Edge coaching program is for tradies, franchisees, and small business owners who are really ready to stop burning out and start building a business that works for them, not against them. And what are we covering off in 6 weeks? Well, I'm going to walk you through how to pay yourself properly, first and foremost, how to set up systems and cash flow systems that work for you, how to price with confidence, how to stop the tax panic, most importantly, putting some building and some structure and breathing room into your business, and how to help you with your mindset to get back into control. And it's everything you wish someone had taught you when you first started your business. Because I get that said to me all the time. I wish someone had told me this, or I wish someone was around like you when I started my business. But it wasn't. And so now there is. So you can actually go from overwhelmed and overworked to finally confident, structured, and finally in charge of your business. So you deserve to thrive, not just survive. You didn't go into business to be exhausted. You're already working hard enough. Now it's time to work smart. Burnout isn't a sign that you're weak. It's a sign that your systems need a little bit more support and help. And with the right tools, you can reset without starting from scratch. So if you're ready to level up and get the spark back into your business and build one that supports your life and not swallows you up whole, then join the Edge or book a call with me. The link is below, and let's have a chat to see how I can help. There may be some tweaks you could do. There may be that you need to join my 6-week coaching program, or maybe you just need 1 or 2 appointments with me to get things back on track. Whatever it is, get the support, book a call, and let's get you enjoying the ride, making money, and keeping more of your hard-earned money. All right. I look forward to chatting with you. Bye for now.